With the release of this first 10-year stated bourbon from Old Forester, everyone is going crazy hunting it. Is this worth the hype? Should you be hunting it? Should you pay secondary price for this? Well, I'm going to try to help you answer all those questions. Let's do this. Welcome back to Old Fashioned Ways Plus Plus. There are a lot of reviews and aftermarket pricing with the release of this bottle. It has been released on what seems to be a limited run. There were whispers that it was going to be a new regular on the shelf, but on their website it states it's a limited annual release celebrating another milestone of Old Forester's storied history. So let's pop this bottle open and do a little pour. Ooh, nice pop. During Prohibition, more than 200 distilleries were forced to close. Old Forester, however, continued operations because the federal government issued them one of 6 medicinal licenses, P-3. In 1924, Old Forester acquired barrels from closed distilleries with different mash bill and bottled that liquid as Old Forester. This release commemorates that moment in time. If you're liking these videos, please hit that like button. Also make sure to click on that sub, and if you have not done it, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Of course, since I'm doing a review, I'll also be doing a giveaway, so you can win a sample of this Old Forester 1924. Stick around and find out how you can. So let's get into the bottle details. Old Forester 1924. It's classified as a straight bourbon, company Brown-Forman, distillery Brown-Forman Distillery, release date January 2024, and it shows as an annual release on their website. It is 100 proof, aged 10 years. The mash bill on this is 79% corn, 11% rye, 10% malted barley. And MSRP for this bad boy is about $115, but it's hard to find it at that price. As with all my reviews, I'll be using my standard scoring of 1 through 10 on aroma, flavors, complexity, mouthfeel, finish, and of course, would I buy again?
Let's do this.
I always first like to just kind of look at it. It's nice color. It's like a darker, not quite caramel, but not quite, blonde. It's kind of in between there. Nice little color, kind of a darker golden color, I guess would be the right words. Now, it does stick to the glass decently, and the legs run, but they're not that quick, so not so bad sticking to that glass. All right, let's go in for aroma. Ooh. So this one, I kind of like the aroma. It didn't hit me in the face. It didn't, this is the first thing I'm smelling, and it didn't quite hit me in the face with all the, it's 100 proof, so the proof did not hit me. I kind of like that because I immediately got that, the vanilla.
How about vanilla? Let's get vanilla.
You get vanilla with a lot of these, right? But that's what you kind of, it's that sweet vanilla. And you do get a burnt caramel kind of smell to it as well. You can kind of smell that oakiness in the background, so you can tell that this is more aged than their normal. So I like that. I think I'm gonna go with the aroma. I'm gonna give it a 7. So let's go for that fun part, right? That first drink. I'm hoping that first drink tastes as good as it smells. So I like it's 100 proof, so it doesn't hit you too hard. It is a little bit of spicy. There is a little bit more robustness to it than I was expecting initially. You do get that sweetness. You do get like a burnt caramel. That's what I was smelling, and that's what I get on my initial taste on it. A little bit spicy, so you get a little bit of those baking spices that you normally get, and there's a little bit of nuttiness towards the end, so I'm hoping to get more of that flavor with the second drink. So for that initial drink, I'm gonna give that a 6.5. Now we're looking at complexity, right? Let's look at the complexity on this. Definitely that burnt caramel does come across, and the spiciness is still there, so I still have that spiciness on the tip of my tongue. I do have a little bit of more of that nuttiness, which is more like a hazelnut nuttiness, and that kind of hits my mid to the back of the palate. So it's very strong spicy on front, kind of that burnt caramel robustness, kind of nuttiness in the middle, and the nuttiness kind of goes towards the back. And this time I'm actually getting a little bit of a Kentucky hug with that. Overall, actually, that's not a bad second drink. I do like that. I'm gonna give that a 6. Now let's go in for mouth, but let's see how, talk about how it feels across that mouth. With each drink, it gets a little bit more tannicky.
What I'm trying to say is,
a little bit more of that oakiness is coming through, a little bit more tannic, kind of that sticks to it. I still have that sweetness, I still get all those other flavors, but that tannicky just kind of is taking over. It does stick to the mouth pretty well. So I have it along the front and the middle, and as I said, a little bit towards the back. The back is a lot lighter than in the middle and the front. Mouthfeel is it's nice and oily, so it does cover it pretty well. I think I'm gonna give the mouthfeel, I'm gonna give that a 6. Now we're gonna look at that finish. Let's go in for that finish here. So I still have that caramel. That char is now coming through more and more. Every time I take a drink, it tastes more of that like burnt heavy char. A little bit of caramel on there too. The vanilla's kind of faded from the front, and you kind of get almost that tannicky is kind of giving me like that dark chocolate kind of vibe, you know, a little hint of the dark chocolate, but still the spiciness, still a little bit of black pepper, and it kind of dries the tongue as you're finishing here. I like it. It's not my favorite finish, but it is a good finish overall. So for the finish, I'm gonna give that a 6 as well. Now the biggest question, would I buy it again? Would I buy again? Yes, if I could find it at $115, I would buy it. Now, would I have a whole bunch of this on my shelf? Probably not. I like the 1920. I like the 1910. 1920 is probably my favorite pour out of all of them. Besides, you know, of course, like those barrels, like the, you know, the blue labels and the black labels. But for this series, I like the 1920, and I kind of want to do a blind with this and see if I like it a little bit more. I think the 1920 is just going to hit a little bit better for me, and for that price, I definitely would choose the 1920 over this one. But if I can find this at MSRP, I would keep another bottle on my shelf because I know people are going to come over and want to taste this. So I would love to share this, and I'm going to share it with some of you. We'll talk about that in a while, but I would love to share this. I would always like to have one on my shelf to share with somebody else. Plus, there's a blend going around, and you can make a 1922. So that's something I'm probably going to be doing sometime soon. So definitely more of this, I can actually do that. So would I buy again? Yes. On that score, I'm going to give that a 6. After adding this all up, my total score is 37.5 out of 60. I think that's a good solid score for it. I wish the price on this was just a little bit less.
Half price.
You know, of course it is a 10-year, so that's why the price is up there. But I hear there's going to be more on the shelf sometime soon, so I'm hoping that I do see a little bit more in my area and able to pick up just one more bottle to have up there. Now, let's talk about how can you win a sample of this. So I love to give away samples, so we're going to be giving away a few samples of this so I can share out there with you guys.
This is the way.
And let's do this. In the comments below, of course, mention Old Forester, but let me know which is your favorite Old Forester. And also, have you heard about 1922? You know what blend I'm talking about? If you have, put that in the comments below as well. Well, friends, thank you for joining me on another journey down my old-fashioned rabbit hole. It's a fun journey, and I appreciate you coming along with me. So, till our next one, cheers.